Shocking news from Hollywood this weekend. Actor Paul Walker, who began acting as a child, then starring in the Fast and Furious films, dying in a car crash. Tonight, the last image of him alive and his fellow actors now paying tribute.
Saturday, November 30th, 2013. Santa Clarita, California. The sun was shining. The air was crisp. It was supposed to be a day of celebration. Paul Walker was there to save lives. His charity, Reach Out Worldwide, was raising money for typhoon victims. He was smiling. He was happy. But as he stood there, surrounded by friends and fans, a clock was ticking silently in the background. Sitting quietly in the parking lot was a bright red 2005 Porsche Carrera GT, a machine built for speed. A masterpiece of engineering, but also a machine that would soon become a coffin. This is the complete, terrifying timeline of Paul Walker's final minutes. To understand the horror of the crash, we must first understand the weapon. The Porsche Carrera GT is not your average supercar. It is a street-legal race car with a V10 engine that screams like a banshee. But in the automotive world, it holds a darker title, the Widowmaker. Unlike modern Ferraris or Lamborghinis, this car has no safety net, no electronic stability control to save you if you make a mistake. It is raw. It is unforgiving. Even professional rally legend Walter Röhrl described it as the first car in his life that he was afraid to drive at the limit. Jay Leno, one of the most experienced car collectors in the world, once spun a Carrera GT at 190 miles per hour on a track. He survived. Paul Walker and Roger Rodas would not be so lucky. There were warning signs before the drive. Witnesses stated that the red Porsche had been stalling earlier that day. It was acting temperamental. Roger Rodas, Paul's close friend and financial advisor, wasn't planning a joyride. He decided to take the car for a quick spin to troubleshoot this mechanical issue. It was supposed to be a simple diagnostic drive. A 5-minute loop. Paul, being the gearhead that he was, didn't want to stay behind. He told Roger, "I'm coming with you." He hopped into the passenger seat without a racing suit or helmet, just jeans and a t-shirt. As they pulled out of the driveway, the V10 engine roared. That sound was the final goodbye. They turned onto Hercules Street, a wide, isolated road. They had no idea that the road ahead was leading them straight into a nightmare. What happened next has been debated for years. Was it driver error? Was it speed? The police investigation revealed a detail that is often overlooked, but was the primary cause of the disaster. The tires. The Porsche had only 3,500 miles on the odometer. It was barely driven. This meant the tires were the original ones from the factory. They were 9 years old. Over time, rubber loses its oils and becomes hard, like plastic or a hockey puck. Investigators estimated the car reached speeds of up to 93 miles per hour. On fresh tires, a Carrera GT could handle the turn easily, but on 9-year-old plastic tires, it was like driving on ice. When they entered the curve, the car didn't turn. It let go. At 3:53 p.m., the world changed. The Porsche spun out of control. It didn't hit head-on. It slammed sideways into a concrete lamppost and a tree. The passenger side took the brunt of the force. The impact was so violent that it nearly tore the carbon fiber chassis in half. The car was crushed into a U-shape, trapping both men inside. At this moment, according to medical experts, Paul was likely still alive. Injured, stunned, perhaps with broken bones, but alive. Witnesses at the charity event heard the boom. They saw the smoke rising. Paul's best friend, Newt, jumped into a car and raced to the scene. He arrived in seconds, but he was already too late. A fuel line had ruptured during the impact. The hot engine ignited the gasoline. Within 60 seconds, the wreck was engulfed in a fireball. Newt ran straight into the flames. He burned his arms trying to reach Paul. He tried to unbuckle him. He screamed his name. But the heat was unbearable. Firefighters had to physically restrain Paul's friends from running back into the fire. They were forced to stand there and watch as the flames consumed the car and the men inside it. The coroner's report, released weeks later, confirmed the darkest fears of the family. The details are difficult to hear, but they are the truth. The report noted that Paul's body was found in a pugilistic stance. This is a medical term describing a defensive position, with arms raised, often caused by the heat contracting the muscles. It looked as if he was bracing himself. Even more haunting, the autopsy found traces of soot in his trachea. This implies that he took a breath after the fire started. He was breathing in the smoke. He didn't die instantly from the crash. He was there during the fire. But the story didn't end with the crash. Years later, Paul's daughter, Meadow Walker, filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Portia. The allegations were shocking. Her lawyers argued that Paul Walker survived the initial impact. They claimed that the seatbelt design was flawed, trapping him in a supine position, breaking his ribs and pelvis, making it impossible for him to escape before the fire started. They also argued that the car lacked proper fuel line protection. Portia defended itself, blaming the modification of the car and the old tires. Eventually, the lawsuit was settled confidentially in 2017, but it raised a terrifying question. If the car had been designed differently, would Paul still be here today? The tragedy of November 30th wasn't just a car accident. It was a perfect storm of mechanical negligence and bad luck. A legendary actor, a father, and a friend was taken in the most brutal way imaginable. We choose to remember him for his life, not his death. But the story of that red Porsche serves as a terrifying reminder. Life is fragile. Check your tires. Drive safe. Rest in peace, Paul.